The 888th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com and use promo code MMA SGPN.
Heidi ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 888 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to DCF. This comment just came in on Spotify. This is a good one, Gumby. You haven't heard this one before.
Oh, no.
All right. Been listening for years. You will find out fast. Gumby knows his stuff, and he's the one to follow. That's good. But it doesn't stop there. Fox complains too much. It gets better. Wine's fights aren't good. Wine's about Dana White. Wine's when the female fights are early on card? Question mark. I don't want to know anyone. Don't want to know anyone's politics in a non-political pod. I don't think I've ever talked about my politics. He's a whiny Canadian liberal. See, he's projecting on me. No idea Gumby's politics. Thanks, Gumby. Very good pod overall. Yes, I don't think I've ever.
I do stress that I try not to talk about any current events. Usually, I just say oof, and then we let it go.
Yeah. And I never said I'm liberal. I haven't even complained about the president wanting to take over my country. So come on. I could whine about that. That would be legit whine, wouldn't it? Anyhow, thanks for the comment. Thanks for watching.
I like that guy. That guy should get some free merch.
DCF in the house. All right. Actually, LFA is in the house, not DCF. We got LFA at 214. Double title fight cards. That's a pretty good fight card, right?
They're both vacant. I have to throw a tiny bit of wrench in there. It's great that they're on the line. They're both vacant. One of the guys in the light heavyweight title fight has lost for the middleweight title, and I was just like, and then fought at middleweight a bunch more times, but they needed another guy to fight for the light heavyweight one, and they were like, well, you can't fight for the middleweight one again, so here's this one. So and he's good, so I'm not gonna throw that shade, but like, it's a good LFA event. It's not good for having two title fights.
Okay. There you go. See, now who's complaining, huh?
I'm not complaining. I'm saying it could be better.
Yes. You should hear Gumby off air, DCF. That's all I have to say. All right. So that is LFA. And we still haven't even had our contender series yet. We recorded that episode already and it hasn't happened yet. We can't wait for a contender series. Make sure you get in the Discord and you can chat with us about it.
Look for me cage side.
Oh yeah. Look for Gumby cage side. That would be sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Of course. All right. Before we dive into, can you use some plays here? No odds yet, right? Or at least I have not seen odds yet.
None yet.
Okay, good. I didn't miss them. Reminder: Sports Gambling Podcast is doing another pack break with Daps. He's a guy. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. Get your team now. These teams will sell out. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break. That's BREAK, and use promo code SGPN for 10% off. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break. BREAK. LFA 214. Fernando versus Latu is what we were talking about. Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, so you can split screen it with or multiple screen that you kids like to do with the old PFL. Take place in the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, one of the spots that they like to go to. You're not going there before Contender Series, Gumby?
It would be after Contender Series. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Contender Series Tuesday. Yeah, you have plenty of time then to get to South Dakota.
I could have turned it into a road trip and just hit it on the way back.
Very exciting road trip. We're starting with a couple of guys that you people may have heard of. I just thought about this one guy the other day, and here he is right now, Devin Clark, because he's nicknamed Brown Bear. And brown bears are the ones that are scared of humans, are they not? That's why I thought of him the other day. I'm like, I don't think.
No, black bears are more scared of humans than brown bears are.
Are grizzlies brown bears then? Oh yeah,
Gumby. Grizzlies are like a different thing altogether. There's brown bears, there's black bears, there's grizzly bears.
You know why Gumby knows this stuff?
Kodiak grizzly bears, but that's different too. Those are even bigger. Those are up in your crazy.
Not where I am, but yes, if you go further up, yes. Do you know why Gumby knows all this stuff? Old time listeners know.
My dad's the bear whisperer.
Yeah, dad's a bear whisperer. What kind of bears do your?
That was a black bear. Yeah, my black bear. My dad was talking to.
Right. Devin Clark versus Bevon Lewis. Some people know what we're talking about right now. If not, we'll just move on. These guys both used to be in the UFC. You've probably heard of them. Now they're on in the old LFA. We'll tell you about Lewis first. You remember his nickname, Gumby? Of course you do.
Bevon
Lewis. You don't.
No, I remember Brown Bear, but I don't remember Bevon Lewis's.
The Extraordinary Gentleman.
Oh, yeah, I do remember.
Oh, my God. So bad. For a fighter, it's so bad. 7-6. That's bad as well, with only 3 knockouts. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted once. He's 2-1 in LFA. He has lost 4 straight fights and won 1 of 7. Last 4 losses, all via finish. He's not won since January 2020. 1-3 in the UFC, 2-0 in Contender Series, 0-1 in PFL. He's fought everywhere. He's fought at 170, 185, and 205. 2015 Pro MMA debut. A year younger than Clark, 3 inches taller, 4 inches of reach advantage. Clark Brown Bear, 14-9, 4 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted 4 times. This is his debut in LFA. He's lost 2 straight. He's won 1 of 4 and 2 of 7. He's not fought since February 2024. He's not won since February 2023. 8-9 in the UFC, regional champion. He's fought at 185 and 205, 2013 Pro MMA debut. So a guy who's getting finished nonstop against a guy who doesn't finish.
Yeah, this is weird. I will also say, wild that this is happening at heavyweight, right?
Yeah.
Because Devin Clark was mostly a light heavyweight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Devin Lewis was mostly a middleweight. I think actually exclusively a middleweight in the UFC. And you know, I'll be honest here. Just when you look at their UFC resumes and also just like how they looked in the UFC, right? Like Devin Clark was regularly competitive. Even when he lost fights, you weren't like, man, he looked completely outmatched. Like he actually looked like he was beating Kennedy and Nzechukwu before he got choked. And, you know, he like beat some like respectable guys. He had a 17-fight UFC career. Devin Lewis, on the other hand, kind of got ragdolled a couple of times. He's been finished in 4 fights in a row. And kind of brutally in a lot of them. Like he didn't really look competitive anymore. And now you're telling me he's going to fight a heavyweight. And like, if you look at whose frame is better built for heavyweight, like Devin Clark is like, looks like he could be a heavyweight without even trying. I've seen him.
He was before. Yeah.
Yeah. Was he he fight one in the UFC at heavyweight?
Oh, I think he did. Yeah.
And like, that's not surprising to me at all because like he's been one of John Jones's biggest training partners for a long time, or at least was for quite a while. And like, they regularly look like they were the same size. You know, Devin Clark's a big dude. You want to pack, you know, he's probably just not cutting weight. He's probably like a 240 guy at heavyweight anyway. And Bevon Lewis, like, man, I'm just having a tough time imagining him going from what we saw at 185 to him up to 265. Like, you got to imagine it's going to be slower. It's not doing wonders for his durability, right? Like, he's been finished in 4 straight fights. I'm going to say Devin Clark here is my pick. I think he's better at wrestling. I think he's got a chance to finish Bevon Lewis. And what is, you know, like -500 on Clark probably.
Yeah. Are some books brave enough to give you props on LFA? I never
Occasionally, you're more likely to get totals than you will props.
Okay. So take the
like,
under.
Yeah, this one feels like an under. Like Bevon Lewis isn't going to survive all that long, I don't think.
Devin Clark fought once at heavyweight, and it wasn't. Excuse me, was in the UFC. He weighed 223, so he wasn't huge.
Must have been short notice.
He won via elbow and hooks. Do you remember who he beat? It's the person you've always been forgetting when we talk about Contender Series. So we talked about him recently.
Oh, was it you said a heavyweight?
Yeah, it was that heavyweight.
I don't remember.
William Knight, the guy you always forget.
Thick Willie.
Yeah, you always forget Thick Willie. Don't forget Thick Willie.
Hey, speaking of UFC heavyweights, did you see Martin Boudet has a fight book?
Yes, Octagon.
He's gonna fight for the Octagon
for him.
Yeah, he used to be the champ. He was the Octagon champ before he came over to the UFC. Now he's fighting Will Fleury sometime in a couple months.
It shows the Octagon pays good because UFC guys, when they get cut, they jump over to Octagon. So or KSW. I think they both pay probably. I would guess KSW and Octagon probably pay similar because. I
think the money probably comes in different ways because I think in KSW they pay him a lot of money through like spray tan advertisements on their bodies.
Yes. I was gonna say yes. They're walking billboards in the KSW. Yep. All right, that was heavyweight. We're going way down now to lightweight. Max Metzger, Steve Collins, both Americans, fighting 155, 3 5-minute rounds. You may know Collins better as Scuba Steve Collins. Hey, is Scuba still in the Discord? Have we heard from Scuba recently?
I don't think we've heard from Scuba in a minute.
Oh no, Scuba. This is a shout out to Scuba. Hopefully Scuba is still with us.
June, do you understand the Scuba Steve reference?
Yeah, it's from something I haven't watched. You've told me a bunch of times that I forgot again.
It's a great film. Just leave it at that.
Film I haven't watched, right? Or maybe I haven't.
Ever seen Big Daddy?
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. Yes, I remember. Scuba Steve's toy. Yes.
Yeah, Scuba Steve.
Yeah. It was a long time ago though. This is Scuba Steve. He's active. He's current. He's 5-0 with 2 knockouts, 3-0 in LFA. TKO win in his last bout, 4 years younger than Metzger. Mad Max Metzger is 5-0, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. This is his debut for the promotion. He's won 2 straight via finish. He's fed at 170. So a couple up-and-comers.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. I kind of assume Collins will be a slight favorite here. Like, they're both 5-0, so, like, obviously, you know, they're going to be hyped and stuff like that. But on the other hand, you know, like, Scuba Steve kind of has, like, a big following in LFA. He's fought for LFA before. He's coming off that big slam win. He's got a big win in the LFA. He beat Kelton Sneeve, took his 0 away. So, like, this is a guy who LFA is kind of hyped up a little bit. So my guess is him like -145, like a plus 120, 125 on the Metzger side. I'm actually going to go upset. I'm going to go Metzger. I think from what I saw from Collins in some of his recent fights, it's just like not a lot of pressure, like not a lot of ability to move forward and set up what he really wants, which is his takedowns or slams and stuff like that. And then when you watch Metzger, like, even if he did move forward, like Metzger, like, works really well hitting you in the clinch. Like, if you crash forward, he digs an underhook, but then he also, like, hits you with elbows to the side of the head. He's really violent there. I think he might be a little faster on the feet. And he himself has showed, granted, against a wildly lower level of competition that he's fought. Because Collins, like I said, has fought, you know, all those people I just mentioned. He's fought Kelton Sneeve, and, you know, he got the slam KO, all those kinds of things. But, like, Metzger looked good in his grappling in the fights that I saw. Like, somebody initiated the clinch, was looking to take him down, dug an under, hurt him with a couple of uppercuts, then scored a takedown himself and finished the fight in like 2 minutes. And again, you know, fighting a much worse level of competition than Collins is. But, like, if he could replicate that a little bit and let his hands go, I actually think he's faster on the feet if he can force him to strike with him. So I'm going to take Max Metzger as hopefully an underdog here.
All right. Locker in. And let me tell you about MyBookie. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet in every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and, of course, football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. They have easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. And yes, they will have LFA 214 lines. They have lots of lines for lots of MMA promotions. So head over to mybookie.ag. Use our promo code to sign up, MMA SGPN. That way you get 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm's power trends are now called smart signals. Rhythm continues to crush it with smart signals, essentially the best of what their house model has to offer. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. For example, a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Smart signals are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Here's some stats for you. MLB smart signals are crushing it. Mike Trout and Giancarlo Stanton are a combined 14-0 on smart signals, recommending their unders. And WNBA smart signals went 97-65 in July with a 15.64% ROI. These numbers are so good that our boys Scott and Adam literally were booted off one of their bookie accounts for winning too much. That's what bookies do to you. Download the Rhythm app, check out smart signals, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. Gumby always has a smart signal, usually involving a pitcher I've never heard of.
like that Zebby Matthews. Yeah, no, this one I'm gonna shout out a batter, Michael Harris, heating up for the Braves. He was actually
the third.
Yeah, Michael Harris the third. No, the second.
Is he second or third?
I think he's the second. Michael Harris the second. I don't want to see his kid hit yet. I don't think he's ready. But yeah, Michael Harris the second, one player of the week. I somehow missed it. They were hyping up his hitting, and on Sunday he hit a late game home run, so higher than on his total bases, his hits plus RBIs. You know, like whatever you wanted to look at, they were tipping you off on some Michael Harris goodness.
All right, so take that and take our 7-day free trial that we were offered to you by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM Rhythm. And we're moving right up the card. We got an Uulu, Gumby, but this wouldn't be an LFA card without an Uulu on it, right?
No, you love the Uulus.
Kubanychbek. Kubanychbek Abdisalam Uulu. Does that sound all right?
Yeah,
I did okay there. He is. What does Uulu mean again?
It's like son of or something
right,
like that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
He is fighting Borges. What's Borges' first name
Borges.
again? Borges, Andre Borges. So we got Kyrgyzstan versus Brazil. They're fighting at light heavyweight, 3 5-minute rounds. Borges. I'm making everything more. I hate how Jeff makes everything more difficult than it has to be. And he's a liberal. 15-6, 11 knockouts. He's been knocked out one. I don't think I voted liberal in the last election that I had here.
Isn't Canadian liberal different than American liberal, though?
Yeah,
you're not even the same.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Anyhow, Steve, that guy made us doesn't want us to talk politics, and now we're for the first time we're talking politics. Borges is 15-6, 11 knockouts. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. This is his debut in LFA. He's won 5 straight and 7 of 8. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirt, get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. He's fight down at 145, up at 170, 2011 pro MMA debut. He's an inch taller than Abdisalam Omok is the nickname. I don't know what it means. OMOK. 22-3 with 1 no contest, 12 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. This is his debut as well. In LFA, he's won 4 straight, and he's gone 14-0 with 1 no contest over his last 15 fights. He's not lost since December 2017. Regional champion, 2015 pro MMA debut, 3 years younger than Borges.
This is going to be one of those LFA fights with astronomical odds.
Yeah.
Abdisalam, my guess is like negative 1,500. He's so much better than Borges. He's also like a 4-time defending Brave CF lightweight champion.
Right.
Which it used to be enough to win and defend your Brave belt 4 times to get you to the UFC, right?
Yeah, it's good. Solid promotion. Yeah.
He's sort of already like the prototype of somebody who like just the UFC snatches right up. But like, I think right now he maybe got passed up for Contender Series, or maybe he needs to make sure he can get his visa and fight in the United States a couple of times. Like whatever the reason being is he's decided to fight a couple of times for LFA to get the spotlight on him. And I mean, he's really good. Like some of my favorite pieces of what he does, he cuts off the cage really well. So when he's pressuring you, you spend the whole time moving, and at the end of the day, he's still like right on top of you. He throws like he's more of like a one big shot and done kind of guy when it comes to striking, but he blends that really well with his takedown attempts. In Brave, he's fought in some guys who are really high level wrestlers, and it didn't matter. He wound up like besting him anyway. He's got some really clever takedowns too. Like I saw him get in on a single leg, and he actually dove underneath the guy's legs and then wound up like cradling him and coming out the backside. And he finished from like a cradle position and went right to side control. It was like really, really, really fancy. And then on the other hand, Borges is like, he throws big, but he like really overextends himself. He finds himself really off balance at times. He doesn't close the distance well. And, if you're having the cage cut off and, your opponent's really good at establishing the distance, that's just going to shine more. And I haven't seen him like get dominated in the grappling, because obviously like he's won enough fights to get this fight. But I have seen him in situations where like he's being held against the cage and you're like, can he get away from that guy? Because he's fought in some like maybe not ripped guys on the Brazilian regional scene.
Oh, here we go.
So like,
body
you're like,
shaming.
Yeah, well, no body shame. But
you didn't say names.
And I also said I didn't say anything bad about it. I just said they weren't ripped. I'm not ripped. And so like, you're like, he can't get off the cage against that guy. And if he can't, like, Abdisalam is just going to manhandle him and throw him wherever he wants. So this is going to be massive odds. Probably something you don't even want to put in a parlay because it's going to move it by like a tiny, minuscule amount. But Abdisalam is the winner here.
All right. Abdisalam is the winner, Gumby says. Let's go to the co-main event. It is for the LFA vacant middleweight championship. Gumby, why is it vacant?
Azamat Bekaev? Okay. Azamat Bekaev signed to the UFC.
Yep. We got David Allakhverdiev versus John Moore. Ukraine versus Canada. 5-5-minute rounds, 185. The Canadian is Moore. He is 6-0 with 3 knockouts. This is his debut in LFA. He's won 2 straight via TKO. Regional champion. He's fight at 195 and 200. So weird weight classes. Not weight classes. Allakhverdiev is 6-0. 1 knockout, 5 submissions. He's finished everyone. He owes his rounds. This is his LFA debut as well. He's not fought in basically a year and a half, May 2024. He's fought at 170 and 205. That's all I have. These guys have very small resumes.
Yeah, and I think Moore, having fought recently, he's got a little bit better looking of a record, right? All that kind of stuff. fought in promotions you've heard of before, right? Allakhverdiev hasn't.
Yeah.
I think Moore is going to be like the -200, maybe -210 favorite, get +185 on the other side on Allakhverdiev. And I'm going to go underdog. I'm going to go Allakhverdiev. Yeah, I'm going to fade the Canadian. I'm going to. But not only am I fading the Canadian, like I wasn't sure I was going to find film on Allakhverdiev when I looked at the promotions he's fought for. I was like, what are these things?
Yeah.
But I like wound up finding, granted, some kind of dated fights. Like they're like 3 years old, but like, first of all, really quick with the hands, like surprisingly quick with the hands for a middleweight. And then his takedown game is like vicious. Like he's got really, really, really big takedowns. One fight he like, how long ago were you a WWE fan?
So it's like 84, 85.
And then through present day?
I know enough. So go make a reference.
I don't know. I was gonna make an Edge reference.
Of course I know Edge. He's from Canada.
Yeah, of course.
He's probably I was gonna say he's probably a liberal, but maybe not. Go ahead.
He speared. You're just gonna keep going to the wall on that.
He speared someone like Edge for real?
Speared somebody in a takedown like Edge, and I was like, God, how did that work? And like, it's just because he's so explosive on the takedowns, and like he's like, I've seen him have to struggle for him sometimes too, and he's like a dog and a pony. He just keeps finishing him. And then on the other hand, what I've seen from John Moore, and like he's coming off of a first round knockout win, he kind of looked bad in that first round knockout win. Like he got backed up almost constantly in that fight. At one point in time, his opponent just lets up a little bit, and he like hits like a sniper left hand that puts his opponent on wobbly legs. Winds up trying to finish him up with ground and pound. It doesn't work. They wind up back on the feet, and then he's backpedaling again. Like he's not even confident enough in what he's doing yet. And then eventually hits that like spark big counter again and finishes him. And like, I like the power from Moore. I like the counters from Moore. I just don't think he can sustain that against somebody, especially if that person has good low leg kicks, which, I know we haven't talked about with Allakhverdiev, but he does have good low leg kicks. Shoots a bunch of takedowns. Like that's not the guy you're going to hit with the big KO punch, right? Like, when I was talking before about Andre Borges being a guy who overextends, that's the guy you want the counter puncher against. You want the counter puncher to fight the guy who overextends and throws haymakers. Allakhverdiev is very safe, good takedowns, does the little things right. And I've seen Moore kind of struggle on the mat before once or twice. Like he got taken down once and seemed like he kind of didn't have a lot of ideas on how to get back up. I'm going to go with and I haven't even mentioned the best part. Allakhverdiev, crazy leg lock game. One of his fights, he knocked down his opponent with a punch. He's standing, his opponent is on the ground, and he just grabs one of his legs and leg locks it from a standing to sitting position. It was awesome. As a jiu-jitsu guy who loves a good leg lock, he made the Walter Walker in me very happy. So, Allakhverdiev, clever on the mat, good takedowns. I think he's going to surprise John Moore here.
No, he's not Canadian.
And he's not Canadian.
I'm thinking Gumby may be DCF. That may be your initials on Spotify. All right. Before we get to our main event, let me tell you about Circa Million and Circa Survivor. The world's greatest sports book, Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true degen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Plus, come hang out with SGPN at the Circa contest weekend, August 21st, 23rd, for an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars. Plus, you get 15% off a stay at the Circa with promo code SGP15. The contests are open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. You can do that by going to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million in first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog also is a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Gumby, do you have a play for the people?
Sure. We're going to stick with baseball. We're going to stick with strikeouts. On Monday evening, we got Andrew Abbott starting against the Phillies. We're going to take the higher than on his strikeouts. He's actually had a couple of rough games in a row, only 4 strikeouts over his last 2 games, but that's usually just enough to get Underdog Fantasy to lower that projection on him. And the time to strike is now because he's playing the Phillies, and those dudes love the swing and miss. So give me the higher than on Andrew Abbott's strikeouts.
I think Gumby loves his strikeout plays as well. Sign up with the code MMASGPN. That way you get to claim a special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. So underdogfantasy.com, promo code MMASGPN. And to our main event, LFA vacant light heavyweight championship. Gumby's going to tell you why it's vacant.
This one I'm positive on. I was a little doubtful of myself on the Bekelev one, but this one's Uran Saltabaldiev's belt, I believe.
Yep.
Because he had to debut as a heavyweight in the UFC.
Right.
Because they needed a guy in the last second. But
yep.
Yeah, Uran Saltabaldiev.
And looked damn good in the process as well. All right, this is for the vacant light heavyweight championship. Lucas Fernando, Brazil. Phillip Latu from U.S. Probably a couple of names you people recognize. They are both fighting at obviously 205, and they're fighting 5-minute rounds if needed. Latu is the doctor, 7-2 with 6 knockouts. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. He owes his rounds, damn it. 1-0 LFA. He's won 506, including his last fight. 0-1 in Contender Series because he lost to
Navajo Sterling.
I don't think it was Navajo.
Was it Navajo Sterling?
All right. Maybe I didn't look this one up, and that's why. Yes, you're correct. That's okay. You're allowed to get knocked out by Navajo Sterling. That's fine. Used to fight up at heavyweight, 2-1 in kickboxing, and champion there. 0-1 as a pro boxer. Fernando, 11-3, 5 knockouts, 2 submissions. He has never been finished in a fight. 6-1 in LFA, the former champion, trying to get his belt back. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost.
Former champion at 85, right?
I think he was down a weight class. Yeah.
85 champ, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So he's won 2 straight, lost 2 straight before that, won 4 straight before that. So 2-0, 2-2, 6-2. He's not fought, though, since August 2024. He went 0-1 in Contender Series because he lost 2.
Cesar Almeida.
There you go.
I remember that
you
one.
don't like that
I
one?
I love Cesar Almeida.
Okay,
I'm
good.
a big Cesar Almeida fan.
Fernando used to fight 170 and 185, as Gumby said. 6 years younger than Latu. An inch taller, 5-inch reach advantage over him.
Yeah, and it's so I'm gonna go Fernando. I think it's probably negative 225 kind of area, and it's that reach advantage that you mentioned that I think is just gonna be the killer for Latu because you mentioned Latu, good kickboxer, comes from a kickboxing background, likes to slug, and then when he was fighting Navajo Sterling, it was just like disgustingly apparent that he couldn't get inside for the big shots. He was gonna get poked and prodded from the outside because Navajo Sterling, similarly to Fernando. Very long, good at using that length, picking them apart. Fernando, pretty damn good at that too. Even, Fernando sometimes winds up in clinches and it kind of costs him, or at least it almost cost him against Oliveira in his last fight. But he still found enough strikes on the feet to pull that one out. But he's a good grappler when he's in the clinch. But even on top of that, he's good at doing damage in the clinch. Throws knees to the body, elbows. He's longer and it's better for him to kickbox from distance in this one. But even if Latu tries to close the distance and clinch him up and turn it dirty, I still think Fernando is better there. Fernando is definitely the better grappler. Should it hit the mat? Should he decide to make it hit the mat, which I think it would take in order to get it down there. So yeah, I'm gonna go Lucas Fernando. And also one more piece that I definitely got to throw in there. Latu looked so tired so early against Sterling. I was just how does he not have more gas in the tank for this fight? How is he tired? And the answer is I think he probably belongs as a middleweight doing more cardio. And instead he's just I'm going to cut less weight and fight at light heavyweight and get a little bit of a belly. And no belly shaming again. I got a little bit of a belly too. And it would take some work for me to get to light heavyweight. But at the same token, I just think the gas tank is a problem against Fernando, and then the length is too. So give me Lucas Fernando.
All right, Lucas Fernando, it is. Let's recap and get you some more bonus plays before we're out of here. Fernando, Allakhverdiev, Abdisalam, Metzger, and Clark. All right, later rounds, that Bam Boom, Pow. Still, how many more fights? We have quite a few.
There's a couple more. There's 7 more, but there's a lot of AMI fights on this one too. So not a lot of pro fights out there. But I'm going to take Lizzie Gevers. Lizzie Gevers is a really tough 125 pounder. She has fought some really, really good fighters in her career already. Katarina Delizda. She fought Carolina Wojcik. She fought Danielle Scatizzi. All PFL, high level octagon kind of women. And she didn't come out victorious against any of those 3, but she's a dog. And they're finally giving her somebody who can kind of help boost her record so that she can maybe start to sniff the big leagues again. So Gevers is the first one. And then the other one I like is Dylan Dibitz or Dibitz, Diebitz, Dibitz. He's a guy who is kind of, I think he was somebody who they were hyped on as a prospect for a really long time, and then like kind of took a really ugly loss in his last fight. They seem to be giving him a get right fight. And that loss was against Theo Haig too, which is like not a bad loss. I think that guy signed a Contender Series. So like Dybitz was like real close to maybe being a Contender Series guy himself. So they're giving him a get right fight. So Dybitz in the get right fight, Gevers in a fight that I think will help boost her up too. You're probably not going to see great odds on either of those two, but they could be parlayable together.
All right. We're set. You're set for LFA. We'll be back in a day or two?
2 days.
2 days, yes. Take Tuesday off, and then we're going Wednesday through Friday. Is the plan, assuming Gumby makes it back from Las Vegas in one piece.
Hopefully.
We'll see. You will get episodes, don't you worry. We'll be in the Discord as well, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. You can hit us up in YouTube comments. That would be MMA Gambling Podcast on YouTube. And, of course, Spotify comments. Hit us up there, too.
Yeah,
people are braver on Spotify. We get a lot of good hate ones on there. So hit that up. Of course, Twitter, SGPN MMA. Gumby runs that. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. They're on Instagram. You can check out my Substack. Enter my pick'em contests for this weekend's UFC at moneymma.substack.com. Gumby has another podcast, Top Turtle MMA. He has interesting people on it always. Who are the interesting people this week?
Yeah, we got a couple of Contender Series guys. We're talking to Jack Congdon, who is a former training partner of mine and on Contender Series. And then we're also talking to Rat Garbage, Mandel Nalo, who's a long-standing veteran from TriStar.
All right. Check it out. Top Turtle. And of course, sportsgamblingpockets.com, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Patreon. Now, Gumby will bid you farewell.
All right, I'm Dana Gumby Vreeland. He's Scuba Jeff Fox, and we will see you on Wednesday.